questions. Howdy.
All right, we'll go to Dave Noonan on your left, and then we'll come up your front.
And how excited are you for Friday, having fans out there and showing what you guys have been working on?
Yeah, super excited. I know our guys are excited to get out in front of somebody other than the few parents and girlfriends that tend to show up at our inter-squad games. So really looking forward to that, and looking forward to playing University of Houston. Todd Whitney, the head baseball coach there, was kind of my right-hand man for many years when we got the program jump-started at TCU. He was a huge part of building our success there, and he's done a great job at the University of Houston, and look forward to seeing him and his family, and so it should be a great night.
We're going down front to Brenton Zwerman from the Houston Chronicle, and then Travis.
Might be off base here, but it seems like NIL would be a good thing for college baseball and under scholarship sport, whereas maybe if a guy's coming out of high school, does that help y'all out? It seems like it would help you on the NIL.
Oh, incredibly. Whenever that day comes, it hasn't, there's been a lot of conversations, a lot of people asking questions, but I think in any equivalency sport, but especially baseball, where we can get these guys more money, through the proper channels legally is huge. And not just to make it more affordable for them, but to help them come to college and not sign professionally. So, there's a lot of times where guys are turning down millions of dollars to come to college to pay thousands of dollars. And so hopefully with the NIL money, this new academic case that's run through the NCAA, that's going to allow, I think, some extra money for all sports at some point. I think all of that stuff's great.
And it seems that based on that, Texas A&M would be in a pretty good position on that front too, correct?
You'd think so. Yeah, for sure. With our fan base, how excited people are about college baseball and the programs, all of our programs in general, and then just the power and the strength of this degree and the resources and the success that all these former students have had.
Travis Brown from the Eagle.
How has the pitching staff kind of looked so far? What is your kind of ideas on maybe starters, rotation, and how is that going to play out on Friday?
I think it's still all very much up in the air. I think you really only return, the Aggies really only return one starter, that Nathan Detmer, I believe, that was kind of an everyday, at least got a lot of innings under his belt or significant starts. So it's right now it's wide open. I think Micah Dallas will certainly play a role, having done that at Texas Tech. We have a couple freshmen that we really like, but these games that this Friday night, and then 2 weeks from that on the 22nd against Lamar, hoping for great crowds, so you can really see some guys go in different directions. Guys you think are going to really have an impact in your program. Maybe it's going to take them a little longer, and then there's other guys where, holy cow, I haven't seen that out of them in an inter-squad game. And so that's why there's these inter-squad or these fall games it's what I call inexpensive experience, right? So in the season, February 18th, I think, is our first game. That's super expensive experience. It's going to either gain us a win or cost us a loss. Whereas the stuff that we have in the fall, it's inexpensive. So you learn a lot about your team, and we have a lot to learn about our team, and especially the pitching staff. I think there are some pieces there, but it's definitely a work in progress.
And what is it that you've learned so far about the program and the team?
I think every single kid has just been super hungry to, become a big part of developing culture, a big part of learning the way we like to do things, which is, it's not better or worse, it's just different. And guys come to the ballpark every day excited, and so the effort and the attitude, which are the two things they can control, has been outstanding. Like, it really, really has. The execution, I think, is it comes and goes, but what we've told them is we're going to coach you like the player and the team that we're going to be, not the team that we currently are. And so where we are today versus a month ago is vastly improved, but we have a ways to go. There's no doubt about that.
Let's go to Richard Zane from Texans on your far right.
Coach, your transfer class has received a lot of praise nationally. What have you seen from the guys who've come in, and who are some of the guys who've really stood out the first couple of weeks from the transfer?
Yeah, I think transfers are, they're usually transferring for a reason, whether it be to, new environment or lack of playing time or something like that. So each individual, I say that because each individual transfer or each individual player has their own story and they're at different points in their development. So you see a guy like Micah Dallas or Cole Kaler or Troy Claunch who has, those are three guys that have been super successful. Dylan Rock from UTSA, guys that have been super successful at their previous school, so they come with confidence, and those guys are going to play a massive role in our team. And then there's other guys like Xavier Lovett, who is supremely talented, has a really good arm, but he was on a national championship team. I guess didn't throw enough strikes for them, didn't pitch well enough on a national title team at Mississippi State, that looking for a different opportunity. So, they're all different, and I think Jack Moss, got to put him in that first group. So there are 4 or 5 that are for sure going to play a huge role, and then there's others that they're behind in their development because they didn't play much, or whether it be because of COVID or the team they were on. So I don't know where we'd be without them, I can tell you that. So that's not a way that I want to build nor maintain this program at all. You want to recruit your own players, you want to develop high school players, you want to build and maintain the program with high school players, and then you supplement the program from time to time with a transfer, whether it be a junior college player or out of the transfer portal.
Let's go back behind the lights, the TV row, to Mike from KAGS, and then Tyler.
Hey, Coach, when we talked on the first day of practice, you said you'd be interested to see how quickly this team can pick up your guys' philosophies and kind of develop in that range. So 2 weeks fast forward, how has the team been doing in picking up whatever kind of offense, defense, pitching, rotation-wise that you guys are trying to put down?
Yeah, I think they're getting there. I think I coach the base running and the offensive side of things, and guys I've really bought into structure that way. I think from a pitching standpoint, all young pitchers or all new pitchers, sometimes they've thrown strikes their entire life, and then the biggest jump a player ever has in their career is from high school or junior college to Division I baseball. The jump from this level of college baseball to professional baseball is not that big of a jump in terms of being on the field. And so what you see a lot, and this is what we're currently experiencing, is pitching especially think they have to do something different other than just fill up the strike zone. And then, when they do that, sometimes when you're facing Troy Claunch or Dylan Rock, and these guys have 600 college at-bats under their belt, they're not going to be fazed by much. And so somebody, puts a good swing on something, and now the pitcher gets a little fearful of throwing the ball in the strike zone. So I see that every single year I've coached, and so we're going through that right now. Guys aren't as confident in their stuff as they should be, but hopefully it will change over time, or they're not going to pitch. So, but guys have been very, very willing to learn and very coachable, and so it's just a steady. It doesn't happen overnight. So gradual improvement is what we're looking for.
Stay on TV row, and we'll go to Tyler from KTX.
Coach, how important is this fall season to you, being at your debut at A&M, just as a tone setter for your first season?
Yeah, enormous. I think a leader's job is to recruit and develop talent, and establish and maintain, develop, define a culture. And I know that's a coachy thing to say these days, but we have to define how we're going to do things, and we've been doing that, and the kids have been great, from how they keep the locker to where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there. And a lot of that is a tribute to Coach Childress, because it wasn't like we inherited a program that had all kinds of off the field issues, or kids weren't doing well in school, or they didn't act the right way. He's to be credited for that, and there's a lot of really good players here too. So this isn't some reclamation project of anything. It's just about doing a better, just continuing the growth of the program from where it currently is.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go to Ryan from the battalion and finish with Rob.
Hey Coach, last time we talked, you said it was pretty much a clean slate in terms of starters and things like that. Even Clyde Harrison played all 56 games last year, said he didn't feel safe. So how do you determine what 9 are going to be on the field this Friday against Houston?
What happens in practice between now and Friday at 6. But yeah, Kalai certainly would be a part of things, but every day we practice, every day we do something. I tell the players, whether it be the weight room or how they act, that's all information. We are all on a job interview every day, right? And what are you selling? How are you acting? And so each kid's trying to build stock in the program, and we watch every single thing they do and figure out who you can, not just who the good players are, but who can you trust? When I'm hoping we have a great crowd Friday night so that, we can see how they react to that. And that's a big part of being a successful athlete. So, but yeah, nobody's really won anything, but certainly there's some guys starting to emerge. No doubt about that.
We'll finish with Rob Haven on your far left.
Howdy, Coach.
Howdy.
So can you compare, obviously you look back at your tenure at TCU and you can see how you built everything, but can you compare how things began there with how things are starting here?
Very similar, very similar from the standpoint of, we had, TCU I inherited. Now they had won 36 games and just missed the NCAA tournament the year before, and then I inherited 8 seniors that were at TCU that were just awesome kids, and then 3 or 4 incoming freshmen that actually all ended up playing in the big leagues. And so there's some similarities there. There's some older players on this team like Austin Boast or Logan Britt, Brett Minnick, Joseph Menifee, guys that I think that are super hungry to get back in that NCAA tournament and play championship level baseball. And then we also have 2 or 3 really good freshmen, especially 2 on the mound, that we're really excited about. And so, it's just going to be whether, how do guys handle success? How do they handle adversity? If a guy has played a lot last year and he's in a different role this year, how does he handle that? So, there are definitely some similarities. The difference is this isn't Conference USA. The pool's a little bit deeper, and that's not a disrespect to TCU or conference or the league at that time. But when you're trying to get something going in the SEC West, I don't think nobody's going to feel bad for us. So, but we're excited about that.
All right, that's all we got. Thanks, Jim.